everybody, it's FemTrooper, and I just beat Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG is one of my favorite games of all time. The original. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. So when they announced a remake, I was so excited. You can't believe it. I freaked out. I remember yelling. I was like, ah! Because I heard the music. I knew exactly what it was. I was so game for it. Before we get into my take on the new Super Mario RPG, of course, please remember to subscribe, like this video, and tell me what you thought of the remake. What did you think? So I remember seeing this game at Rogers Video because my grandma used to take me to Rogers Video by her house all the time, and there was like a big cardboard standee of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like Super Mario obviously could recognize that. And I was so excited, and I rented it, and I was blown away. This was not what I knew. This was not the Super Mario that I knew. This was, and yeah, disclaimer, I'm gonna be saying Mario throughout the video. And now back to our programming. I was really excited about this game, and I put it in the Super Nintendo, and I was so blown away. You're in towns, you're walking around, there's dialogue boxes, there's there's battles, it's just so different. Like, you're talking to people, that already is weird, but just the fact that you're like going into houses, buying items, this is not Super Mario World. This is not, you know, Super Mario All-Stars. This was not that. I was really like confused, but really excited, and I thought this was really neat. As years went by, you know, I'd play it here and there, and as an adult, I finally did actually beat it, because I remember buying it as an adult, committed to it, and I beat it, and I've loved it ever since. It's a wonderful game, and the fact that it got the remake treatment is fantastic. I am so all for remakes, for many reasons. The biggest reason, though, is that it gives people a chance to play a game that they may not have played. And the reason I say that is because not everybody right now has a working Super Nintendo, or quite frankly wants to have it set up. I don't. So I just feel like I'm all about ports, remakes, remasters, whatever. This is very much like a one-for-one remake. They made everything look different. It doesn't look claymation, but it looks really good, but it's very much the exact same game. This is not like from a different perspective or whatever. Like, it's very much the exact same game, just newer graphics, and that's it. It's not a port. It's definitely like a remake, but it looks different because of the non-claymation thing. They're not doing that anymore, but it's really solid. I give this a huge thumbs up. I personally, they didn't need to do much. You don't need to do much. I don't want a Final Fantasy VII-esque type, you know, remake out of this. This is perfect. This is great because, to me, this is kind of the same game. So if you play this, it's kind of the same as the Super Nintendo. The only thing I will say is they did add difficulty settings. There's a normal mode and there's a easy mode. Disclaimer, I did play this on normal because everybody told me that the normal version was so incredibly easy that easy would be almost painful, like it's too easy. I have to agree, the easy version would not have been for me. I did not try it personally, but the normal is very easy. So if you're like me and usually play on easy, you can safely play this on normal. I'm just telling you, because I'm a person who plays a lot of games on easy, because I just do. There was really no stress with playing it on normal mode, so I don't even want to know how easy was, so that's coming from me. This game is kind of everything I want in a game. It is charming, it is whimsical, it is funny, it's got great writing, and you know what? It doesn't overstay its welcome. I will say, it could have maybe been longer, but it's really good, and I just feel like it felt longer because I feel like this was like a 20-hour game that ended up becoming a 12-hour game because they did make it easier. Like, this is not the same difficulty as playing it on the Super Nintendo. And the Super Nintendo version is not hard. I beat that, okay, on normal. Like, there is no difficulty settings, and I already beat it and didn't have an issue with it. I probably spent maybe more time grinding in it, and this game is like, you just keep going. There's not really any grinding. So it is very easy, I will say that. This is not a challenge, but you're not playing it for that. You're playing this for the wittiness, the fun dialogue, the fun story, meeting all the characters. It's great because it uses old characters and introduces new ones, and it's just so wonderful. Like, this is a really great comfort game. It's cozy. It's a really solid adventure because you're going from different towns. So I really, personally, I love it. It's a Fem Trooper kind of game because it's cute, it's whimsical, and it has that adventure. I love the sense of adventure. Not quite the same as, like, you know, a Final Fantasy where there's a huge world map. It's not quite that adventurous, like a Star Ocean or, you know, per se, but it is an adventure. You are going from different towns, meeting new characters, gaining new party members. Bowser is a party member. It's really neat because he is not the main villain in this game, and I found that refreshing. And yeah, again, I already knew what the story was. I've already beat it, but giving it that fresh coat of paint in 2023, I think, was a fantastic idea. I know some people may have wanted more from it, like, you know, more, almost like the Final Fantasy VII remake treatment, but I don't think it needed it. I feel like this is great, and people who didn't get a chance to play it, or don't have a Super Nintendo, or don't have it's just annoying playing it online on certain consoles, whatever, this is like a great, perfect version to play the game. The big question here is, am I blinded by nostalgia? I would say no. I've always been nostalgic for this game. I've always thought it was a great game. So yeah, I went into this thinking this is great. I know the music already. I know what's gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. I know the gameplay. But was I blinded by nostalgia? I would say no, because this is actually just a solid, wonderful game. And I'm acknowledging that, yeah, it's very short. It's not hard. I can tell you things that other people might say are flaws. I think they're okay. I don't really have flaws with this game. I mean, yeah, I would say that one thing that might be a little hard for some people to get used to is it's a turn-based JRPG, and you are selecting attacks, but you have to press them at a certain time to make the attack more effective. And if you are struggling with that, to get that timing correct, that may be a little hard for you at first. But other than that, I feel like once you get it, and it's great. One other thing I will say about this, and it's something I thought about the whole time I was playing this game, is this is like the ultimate perfect beginner's JRPG, especially for kids. If you were like 7 years old and you've never played a turn-based JRPG before, oh my god, start here. Because, I mean, I kinda did. It's probably my first JRPG, or Earthbound, I don't know, I don't remember the dates I rented them. Either way, it's probably the first JRPG I ever played, and I thought, yeah, it really made me a fan of the genre. Kind of like the way Pokemon did. I feel like that's a perfect entry-level JRPG. This is outstanding. This is a great JRPG to start with. If you're 30 and you've never played a JRPG, this is a great place to start because it's not hard and you get the gist of it. Because it is weird. If you've never played a JRPG, especially a very traditional, old school kind, where it's very like, you know, you gain party members, you go to towns, you buy items, you sleep at an inn, all that JRPG goodness, if you're like, what is this? Because you've only played like an action-adventure game or whatever it is that you've played, this is a great way to be like, oh, okay, this is what that is. It's perfect. So I highly recommend starting with this, especially if you're a kid. It's perfect because it's also Super Mario, so not hard. This is not some crazy plot line where you're like, what the F is going on here? Because trust me, I've played so many JRPGs where you're like, okay, can you explain the plot to that? And you're like, well, this is not one of those. You can definitely explain the plot. You know, it's very much a save the world kind of thing, but it's very easy. It's easy to follow. You do not have an issue with it. So definitely recommend it in that regard. I also recommend it just anyway because this game is so freaking fun. Huge shout out to the music in this game, by the way. I've been listening to it since it came out. I've loved it ever since. It is one of the best JRPG soundtracks, if not one of the best soundtracks in gaming. It really sticks with you. It has so many memorable tracks. Oh my god, like, just listen to it. Like, it's really, really quite wonderful. It's a great soundtrack. And it's so cool, this whole Square, you know, mixed with Nintendo. I wish we got more of that. And here, guys, here is my hope. My hope is that the sales did really well on this, and the feedback, like, people are loving it, because I haven't heard anyone be like, that sucked. Like, everyone liked it. Can we get a sequel? Can we please get a sequel? I also don't want to hear that Paper Mario and Mario & Luigi are sequels, because, yeah, they're JRPGs, and I think they kind of, like, got their inspiration from this, but a true Super Mario RPG 2, That's what I want. I think that would be fantastic. Can we please get a brand new game that looks like this, that plays like this, that really kind of follows this storyline? How amazing would that be? So yeah, it's a great game. Super Mario RPG, I mean, I can't recommend it enough. It's still one of my favorite games. I love it. I love the original. It holds a special place in my heart. But I gotta say, the remake was so fantastic, a little bit more accessible, and it's great. They're both great. I don't really know what I would choose because I love the old one from nostalgia, but this one was so much easier for me to play. So I don't know. They're very much it's very much a one-for-one remake. This is not, they didn't change a ton here. So it's not like, well, you can't compare them. It's like they're very comparable. And so yeah, they're both great. And I'd say whatever you want to play them. But if you really want to play this right now, just play the remake on the Switch. It is fantastic. It is so, so well done. Great stuff here. Great stuff. So that's my review on Super Mario RPG. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm curious to know in the comments if you've played it yet or if you're planning on it. Let me know. Please remember to like and subscribe, of course, and I'll see you guys in my next video.